Hi guys, welcome back to another Bourbon Santa video. Today I'm trying something completely new to me. I've never had Starlight before. Starlight is a distillery and they're out of Indiana and they are doing all of their own distilling and bottling and aging and everything. So, interesting. Another Indiana distillery. Let's see what they can do. Are they as good as MGP? Who knows? This one is the bourbon whiskey finished in Sauternes barrels. And this one is rye whiskey finished in VDN barrels. Now, what are VDN barrels? VDN stands for Vino de Naranja. I don't know how to say that. I probably butchered the out of that name. I don't care because I don't care about wine. But the interesting thing about this wine is it's a sweet orange peel infused white wine. And the barrels were French oak. And this is a 5-year-old. This is a 4.5-year-old. So it'll be interesting to see what that orange peel did to that one and what Sauternes did to this bourbon. So we're going to do these one at a time. This is a part 1 of 2. In the next video, I have 5 different samples of different Starlight releases that I'm going to do in like a rapid fire kind of review. But I figured I'd do these 2 bottles that I have together and see what their bourbon is like and their rye with each different finish. So let's see. Some of the samples that I have aren't finished. Some of them are like double rye, high rye, you know, like different, or double oaked. So all these different releases, and some are French oak, some are American oak. We'll play with those next. But they're not all wine finished like these 2. But I thought it'd be fun to just do these together and see what happens. So, bourbon first in Sauternes finish. Now, all of these Starlights were sent to me by Kevin Taber, one of my patrons. And if you want to be cool and try some really nice whiskeys that I get to try, maybe you should check into my Patreon. Just saying, might be a good idea. Okay. That smells really nice. Dark fruit. Interestingly enough, I'm getting citrus on this one. Not a ton, just a little dusting of like a zest. Dark fruit, plums, raisins, maybe even blackberries. Wow. All right, let's taste this guy. A hint of that youth shows through on the palate. That's very nice. That's very nice. It's very winey. The wine finish is readily apparent on the palate. Like it's clearly, it gives you the mouth feel almost of wine. The youth does show through, but that's solid. A little more of the barrel bitter starts to show through on consecutive sips. The youth is kind of ramping up a little more with it only being 4.5 years old. That's interesting. I'm interested to see how this will open up with time. It's 102 proof, so it's no slouch in that department. Wow, I actually am pretty impressed with that. Even with the little bit of youth showing through. Let's move on to the rye. Oh, this one's 5 years old. And this one's 110 proof. So, all the way. There's a thick, rich breadiness to this. That orange in the finish is readily apparent. This might as well have been an orange liqueur finish on this rye. The orange is just jumping out of the glass, but there's also a dark, rich chocolate note that's going with that orange, which, if you're going to put two flavors together, dark chocolate and orange go together well. And you know what's funny? I can smell the French oak. I can smell it. For whatever reason, I love any whiskey I've had finished in French oak or aged in French oak. From an American single malt in French oak to French oak finished bourbons to ryes, everything. Scotch, if it's in a French oak, I pick up that note, that spicy wood, spicy oak note, and I love that note. Oh, let's taste this guy. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, that goes wonderfully spicy, but at the same time, really rich citrus on top of everything, on top of the rye notes, on top of the barrel notes, on top of the oak. Just really, really nice. It's clearly wine finished. I pick up that white wine immediately. That's a dessert whiskey. That's a dessert whiskey right there. And it's interesting, you know, obviously this is rye, this is bourbon, and there's only a half year age difference between them. This one shows up as youthful, and this one doesn't. This doesn't feel young. It doesn't come across young. There's none of those young notes. It comes across as a gorgeous rye, finished in a really nice white wine, and then all this citrus on top. Ooh, I like the rye better than the bourbon. Definitely. Ooh. Oh, I'll be interested to run through the other 5 Starlights that I have, and this is a great first introduction to Starlight for me. So stay tuned for the next video, and we're going to run through 5 other Starlight releases. Until next time, guys, have a great day.